From Anthony ISD, Soledad Plasencia.
Think of 2 words that rhyme. Don't say them out loud. When you have your 2 words, put your thumbs out.
What I find most fulfilling and inspiring being a teacher is that I have the ability to touch the lives of all my students that pass through my classroom and all the students in our school district. I love it when I ask them a question and they light up, or when they ask me a question and they stop me. And it just brings so much joy to me that they get so excited about anything I tell them.
Get a prize of hooray! Everybody say, hooray!
And a parent came over and said, "You know what, Miss Plasencia, we went out and my son, who kind of refused to speak English or anything at the beginning of the year, he went to the desk and asked for towels and for things, and he was so proud of himself speaking English that I was like, oh my God, thank you for telling me that." And then I would use that story with my other students, and they knew that story, so they knew it was true, and they just flourished, you know. Everything they tried, and they got that pride and that confidence. And ever since then, I'm just so proud for them.
From Canotillo ISD, Myla David.
Like this one. What kind of angle do we have? Set up to its angle, okay?
I have asked myself if I would have a chance to choose a career again, would I choose to become a teacher? Every time the answer is definitely yes. I have found that it is an awesome opportunity to be able to share important knowledge with children and develop the skills that will have a direct impact on our society. I find it a priceless honor to have the chance to influence their intrinsic motivation for learning about their world, their skills, and talents. I find this to be the best tool to work with a student, no matter what their background is, in terms of socioeconomic status, experience, and upbringing. I firmly believe that my students' destiny is not determined by any of these circumstances or demographics if I can awaken the learner inside of them. When this happens, I feel fulfilled and have used my talents to inspire my students, especially the ones that need it the most. Regardless of background, everyone has the drive to improve themselves, and helping students realize that passion reaffirms my love for teaching.
From Clint ISD, Vanessa Gutierrez.
What I find most fulfilling and inspiring about being a teacher is for a lot of these kids, I am the only consistency in their life. So a heartwarming experience with my students that reignites that passion for teaching. I can't help but remember my Liam. He came 3 weeks after school started. Pobrecito, he didn't have his mom or dad. My students were very, very patient with him because I connect with them. I take those first 15 minutes every day to see how they're doing. I try to read the room. We greet each other every morning at the hallway. They get to choose how. They like to dance, or they like to shake hands, or sometimes they just really want to hug. And so because of that, I really feel that my students were very accepting of Liam. He was allowed to be himself. By the end of the year, they voted him to be our representative for our garden. So because of that, I continue to come back every single day.
From El Paso ISD, Diana Brun-Ferreter.
Having my kids coming in day one, these little kindergartners, 5 years old, they're scared, some are crying, some are happy. Their backpacks are huge, bigger than them. And they sit down and then they smile at you, and you just know, like, this is it, we're gonna do this. And you see them grow throughout the year. They're learning, they're social, emotional. It just grows so much. They love each other. They grow into a classroom family. That's what we become. And at the end of the year, when you see them, and they're so proud and they're ready to go to first grade. And you look at them and then they tell you, I don't want to go. I want to stay with you forever. That just fills your heart. You know, you've seen them grow so much, and you hand them over to their parents that day, and the parents say, thank you. We appreciate you, and we appreciate what you did for our son or daughter. That's the most fulfilling right there.
From Fabens ISD, Rosa Rodriguez.
Okay. They wanted to swap places, so was the king gonna find out? Yes. Right?
What I find the most fulfilling and inspiring about being a teacher is forming those interpersonal relationships with them. As we all know, kids are our future. So for me, it's very important to make these relationships with them because I get to know them individually. I get to know what is it that they're good at, what is it that they struggle with, their family dynamics and their families personally as well. And this helps me as a teacher to be able to come up with strategies that can help each individual student. And my goal is that they don't only use these strategies to be successful within my classroom, but that they can continue to use these strategies in the future in other grade levels and be successful. Another thing that I find fulfilling is just watching them grow. From little 4th graders, 5th graders, and then when I see them again, they're already young men and young women, and seeing how much success they have accomplished in their school years and that I had something to do with that success just makes my heart happy.
From San Elizario ISD, Diana Loya.
It's very important for me to know my students and their necessities, to help them and start looking for strategies so they can achieve their goals at the end of the school year. Having that connection with my students will increase the potential that my students will learn and will be open to learn, and the connection with them, but also with their parents, is very, very important. When students know the parents and teachers, we work in a team towards their education. Sometimes we're gonna face challenges with our students, but if we believe in them, and I have high expectation with my students that they are gonna do their best. Every moment that our students achieve a goal, we cheer, we dance, we yell, we do something that they know that they achieved their goals. So that is something that inspires me and motivates me to keep going and to do the best for my students.
From Sierra Blanca ISD, Jackie Butler.
One of the two is brown. One half is brown.
What I find most fulfilling and inspiring about being a teacher is when my students, my kindergarten students, my pre-K students, learn to read. We read books about the letters. We have alliteration about the letters. We sing songs about all those letters. We dance to the letters. We write those letters up in the air. We do all these things every day. And you can just see it in their little eyes like, oh, that's why she's been doing this all this time. And we start sounding out words. And oh, I just love it when they sound out their first word and put that word together. Then they sound out a sentence with the words, and it just goes on and on from there. But that's the happiest I am when I'm teaching is watching each different child at their own rate learn how to read.
From Socorro ISD, Arlene Parada.
No, right? You have to respect your bubble. Everybody show me where your bubble's at. Everybody show me where your bubble is. Yes, you have a bubble.
And I truly believe that the 22 students that I had placed in my class this year were placed for a reason. On the first day of school, they all came in and they were excited about learning, and we all met a special friend. Her name is Natalia. She walked in less than 30 pounds and with an excitement like no other. She has half a lung, half a heart, and the 22 students that I had in my class, we all became a huge family who would grow, learn compassion, and change the life of a little girl that we had in our class this year. She inspired us all to be better, and that's our sweet Natalia. And she changed every single one of our lives forever. The bond these kids had, it will never be forgotten. And I truly believe that they were placed in my path, and they have inspired me to become the best version of myself and love coming to school every day. And it's a bond that these kids will hold in their hearts forever.
From Tornillo ISD, Laura Roa.
What do you remember about primary goals? And go ahead and write it in your notebook.
One of my students that didn't believe in himself, he struggled throughout all his years. And once high school came, he wanted to drop out, saying he didn't feel good enough, that he felt better to just work in the oil fields, and would tell me, this is what's for me. There is no future for me. Me talking to that student and asking him, if you stay after school, I will stay with you. I will help you with credit recovery. And there was multiple hours that we stayed after school. Many times he wanted to give up and say he couldn't do it, but it took for me to remind him every day that I believed in him, that he was able to graduate just like everybody else. So the day of graduation came, and as I see him walking down the aisle with his cap and gown, he turns to me, puts his hands together and says, thank you, from where he got to see me. So those are the moments that I believe education is a beautiful thing for all students out there.
From Isleta ISD, Adrian Stevens.
Try to hit it with the middle of the racket, nice and easy, you don't have to do it hard.
You know, one thing about coaching is that I also coach basketball, and I get to run into those memorable moments often where, you know, some of my athletes, you know, achieve a goal that they've been trying to attain for a long time, or achieve something that they once thought was impossible. And it's really awesome to see them work as hard as they can to possibly be the best that they can. One memorable story that I can think of recently was we had a shoe giveaway. And in this shoe giveaway, it was a shoe giveaway from the Braden Abood Foundation. You know, it's a grant that I wrote, but that I didn't get the first time around. It actually took me a few times to get it, but I was very determined to get it. So we did a little Earn It program where our students were supposed to get signatures at school and do kind deeds at school and at home and away from school in order to earn these shoes. So it was really awesome to see the kids really embrace that culture and that kindness. And the day of the event, the kids were super happy, super thankful. And it was really a moment where happy that I continued to write this grant, because that's ultimately what it's all about, right? Doing everything you possibly can for the kids and putting a smile on their face. And that moment was definitely, you know, one of those moments.